Hello there, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and it feels really good to do that intro again. It's been a while since my last upload on the channel. I think about a month and some change at this point. I missed you guys tremendously. Hope you didn't miss me too much. I missed uploading. I missed putting my thoughts out there, listening to new amazing music and checking out your requests. Ah, man, I love this channel to bits, and it's so weird to go from, uploading like 3 to 6 times every single day for like almost a year straight, all, of varying lengths, right? My videos, they can be one song or an entire album. So that's a lot of content for me to be putting out there and a lot of connection that we built to go from that to like 0 videos entirely in the month of October, because now we're in November here. It feels weird, and I can totally understand why I received as many comments and emails as I did, asking about Sohum, where are you? Checking up on me. How are you doing? My well-being. And I am so sorry to leave so many of you concerned. And I really do appreciate all of your, reaching out and being as thoughtful and caring as you are. It feels surreal, to be honest, to be cared for by so many people like that. I don't even know how to properly express the feeling that I got from all of that outpouring. So I just want to say thank you so much. I love you all. I'm back. You're going to be seeing more videos from me, so look forward to that as well. It really puts into perspective like how much of an impact that I'm having on this channel, because it's not something that I would have necessarily guessed when I had started filming videos and reactions. And now to be in this position where I have been uploading a lot of videos and been receiving a lot of great feedback, and we've had this back and forth dialogue for as long as we have, I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm in this for the long haul. Of course, as any individual does, we do also need our time to take a step back and rest, relax, recharge, and, return renewed. And for Sohum, it is not easy to identify when those moments of rest and relaxation need to be. Often I'll be going 100 miles an hour in one direction, and then at a later point in the midst of my relaxation, I'll realize that, I needed to kind of slow down just a little bit at least to make this sustainable for myself. Not only, physically, but emotionally, spiritually, all of that good stuff, because you can't just do endlessly like a sort of like worker droid. There's more to life than just that, In that time that I was away from the channel, I not only used it as a time to rest and relax, but also to think. So in typical Sohum fashion, I thought about everything. I thought about life. I thought about myself. I thought about you guys. I thought about the channel. I thought about content creation. And I'm going to share some of those scattered thoughts with you today. The first topic I wanted to broach with you is the idea that creating matters. And taking the break that I did really put into perspective that for me as Sohum, the individual, creating absolutely matters and gives me a level of fulfillment that it is hard to kind of explain. Creating as an abstract concept, it is the process of taking something out of non-existence and putting it into a state of existence, right? Reformulating prior knowledge or a world or ideas that you may have, translating that into something that is a new expression of those previous things, right? So you take this amalgamation of thoughts, and in my videos, I will, have all of the background of music knowledge that I do, and I'll know some things about certain artists and genres, and I will project that forward. I will apply it to the art that I'm consuming in the current moment, and it's weirdly very cathartic and therapeutic for me to do it, because I am putting out all of my authentic, real thoughts out there. So everything you hear me say, it is just an extension, an expression of who I am. I get to explore myself in all of the different ways you can. And that is just how I feel about myself and the content that I'm creating. I get the benefit of creating it not only for myself, but also putting it out there in the world for you all to kind of consume it and give me this like dynamic feedback on how I'm doing. I'll, read amazing comments about Sohum, I loved this reaction, or I hated this part of your reaction, or, you forgot to mention this thing, but all of it's real. It's coming from other worlds of knowledge and love and care for the music and art that we're all trying to appreciate. And I get that sort of added benefit of all of the extrinsic motivation that you all kind of have shown me in this creation process. Because, of course, there is the condition of you can create just for yourself, whether it's like a painting or a personal poem, or maybe you write music, but it's not intended for the outside world's ears. And that's also very fulfilling. And for me, stepping away from content creation on the, I guess, the public facing side of things puts into perspective how much that extrinsic motivation keeps me going, but also I'm realizing it's not just the impact that I have on myself, but also the impact that I'm having on you all. And I'm not trying to sound like larger than life and, oh, I'm doing such an amazing thing over here, but I have seen the positive impacts that I've had on you all, and I don't want to not have a positive impact on the world. I want to spread the message of peace, love, positivity, and so many other amazing messages that I think the world needs to hear, deserves to hear. So I don't know, this connection that we all have together, this, just shared experiences even of just listening to music, that's something I missed terribly. And I realized, man, creating content in any of the forms that you can, that means something to me because it's a literal expression from me to you. So I won't stop creating. I love the connection that we have and I want to keep it going. So the second topic I wanted to discuss centers around the idea that balance matters. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but I need to say this for myself. It is all well and good to want to be productive and put things out there for the world. And, I was doing it for quite some time at a very high velocity, also in an effort to kind of like sharpen my skills and be on it, instill that discipline within myself. But there's a double-edged sword to that practice because you can reach this sort of point of burnout where your expectations are so high past what is reasonable for the self that you end up overworking and you lead to exhaustion and then even feelings of guilt where I feel now I'm being unproductive despite needing time to relax because I've worked myself to exhaustion. It's a sort of weird balancing act that needs to occur in life to figure out what can be done consistently and reliably for the self, where you are still scratching that creative itch like I have, but also not running yourself ragged. So that's why I appreciate all of the patience you guys show me while I try to navigate this process. Learning how to better respect myself is something that I'm figuring out, but man, let me know if you have any tips or tricks in finding your own balance, because I will be doing hard work, and then take some time away from it and think like, oh, I could have done harder work there, but I can't bring myself to do any more work now, even though I may want to. So then I can suffer from not even properly taking the time to recharge. And I don't know if this has any kind of relation to what I'm talking about here, but I'm going to dump it on you anyways. I have a terribly, terribly difficult time ever napping. Maybe that is a thing amongst humans and you sample across the average human population. Some people are going to be nappers, others are not. But sometimes I can feel like my inability to nap is linked to my anxiety around not being productive enough during the time of my naps. This is sort of a microcosm of what I may feel at a larger level. So when I am taking a bit of an extended break, all of the thoughts, the shameful thoughts start entering the brain. That is no bueno either. And I put that into perspective and realized like, oh, so if you work hard, you're not going to pat yourself on the back in real time. But if you're not working hard when you need to be relaxing hard, and then you simultaneously blame yourself or, hold yourself to an impossible standard too, you are setting yourself up for a lose-lose situation. I would not recommend that to anybody. I would never say that that's a good trade-off to make. So why would I make it for myself? So the last topic I wanted to bring up today, I think it's the most abstract of the three that I'm bringing up. So I'll do my best to articulate it as well as I can. But it's this idea that we should be okay not understanding, not knowing, not having the perfect answer. We should be able to accept our imperfections and live in this ambiguous world and be okay tolerating uncertainty and not let anxiety from not knowing rule our inner world. The reason I bring those ideas up is because when I was taking the break that I initially didn't know why I was taking this long break. It didn't make sense to me, and I was feeling guilty and I was feeling anxiety around not knowing why. And at a certain point, I couldn't quite recover the answer. I had some ideas and burnout definitely occurred to me, but nothing was like resonating, But I still felt the anxiety of not knowing why I was behaving in a certain way. Just because you don't know why you're doing this thing doesn't make it problematic. You just don't know the answer right now. And that should be okay. I don't know also is a perfectly valid answer in situations where you don't know. An extension of that is it is okay also to not label, and maybe we should be more okay not labeling things that we don't understand. And it is sort of ironic that I bring that up on the channel because often in my reactions, I'm spending time trying to label the art that I'm experiencing, right? Figuring out, for example, what genre this is a part of, or what notes in the song give me a certain feeling. And I'm trying very precisely to give you guys my inner world about how this new art is making me feel. And sometimes too, I also have to throw my hands up in the middle of a reaction and say like, hey, this is so complicated what I'm listening to. And there's so many moving pieces that I just don't know. I don't know how I feel right now. I am like overwhelmed, and that has actually worked well for me in my reactions because that is what I'm feeling. And that's why it's a weird, like, I guess realization that I'm having, but being okay not labeling stuff or not being able to perfectly label something, I think we would serve ourselves well, maybe even societally, if we stopped attempting to try to label things that we don't perfectly understand, because maybe it's just our misunderstanding that's preventing us from perfectly labeling something. Or maybe that thing that we're trying to label hasn't been previously labeled yet, and now we have to create new labels or new categories. And it's important to do those things because it does serve us. There is some utility there, but also it can feel a bit obsessive, a bit endlessly pathological. And ask yourself, can you just be without labeling? Can you just experience without anxiety? And when I asked myself those questions, the answer was no. And I realized that that is a bad answer. I need to be able to just be, just to experience, be okay with not labeling, not having the perfect answer, and riding that uncertainty wave confidently. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything that I've brought up today here. You guys know me. I love to think. I love to ramble. I love the back and forth that we have. So I missed you guys tremendously. I hope you guys are excited for more videos to come. Love you all. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.